Hello everyone and welcome again to the Johnny Appleseed Organic Village. I'm here today with Shannie McCabe from Baker Creek Heirloom Seeds, and we're here to plant corn. Now, if your context for corn is having driven through the Midwest, where incidentally Shannie and I both used to live, you're probably used to seeing miles and miles of plain, boring, yellow stuff. However, I can assure you that like most things we do when Shannie joins us, we are not doing the plain or the normal. So please enlighten us about the types of corn we're going to grow today and how we're going to do it.
Yes, in fact, there are so many different varieties of corn. Corn is actually an incredibly diverse crop. So what we see getting processed into a myriad of different products is more like a general field corn, but we're going to be messing with something that looks more like this.
Awesome.
Okay, so this maybe looks more like your decorative fall corn, but this is actually an edible variety called glass gem.
I was just thinking that it actually looks like a handful of gemstones. So
it does.
On
it does.
point.
Yep. Absolutely. From Arkansas, you would have an appreciation for those. So yeah, it's called glass gem. It is a beautiful popcorn variety. You can also grind it, but I think it's best as eaten as a popcorn. So we have some popcorns planted in this field. We also have some nice super sweet corn. We even have a variety that's multicolored and can be eaten during the sweet corn stage. So yes, we have a multitude of different varieties with a multitude of different uses.
Awesome. Well, let's move on and see how we plant it.
Sure. Okay, so we actually already planted our corn and it's even started to germinate. We wanted to make sure that we hit our perfect planting window. So I'm just going to demonstrate how it's done for those of you who want to see exactly how to plant your corn. So I'm going to sow my seeds about 6 inches apart. And once they germinate, I'm going to thin to 1 foot apart. And I'm going to sow the seeds about twice as deep as the seed is large. So in this case of this small kerneled popcorn, it's only going to be about 1 inch deep, maybe 3/4 inch deep. You may get some corn varieties that have bigger kernels and therefore you're going to plant deeper. Okay, so there are some important considerations when we're planting corn. One is the distance and the block planting technique. So corn does need to be planted in blocks instead of single rows in order to encourage a good cross-pollination. Corn is a wind-pollinated crop. It's not pollinated by insects. So when we plant in blocks, i.e. in rows that are stacked together closely, we're going to ensure that the pollen gets transferred evenly throughout the crop and that you get a good kernel set. So in this field planting, we have 3 rows planted nice and close to one another, and it's all the same variety in the 3 rows. So we've planted in nice blocks so the wind can cross-pollinate easily. We're always locating our corn in a sunny area. Corn loves full sun. Also, corn is incredibly cold sensitive, so be sure to hold off and don't plant that corn until your last frost date has passed and your soil has reliably warmed up. We don't want the corn to rot in the soil, so we have to wait until the soil is warm. So a warm location, a sunny location. Corn has to be planted in blocks in order to ensure good cross-pollination. Finally, we're going to space at 1 foot apart, and the rows should be about 2.5 feet apart, maybe 3 feet apart. You want to be able to walk in between them. So however you design that. A side note, corn can be planted in containers as long as the container is large enough and that you put a good block, a good amount of the same corn variety so that it cross-pollinates well. We're going to talk later on in the season about how to ensure that you get pure seed for seed saving purposes. We're going to cover that. So this is the first step in ensuring that you get pure seed, is to make sure that you plant the same variety in blocks so that the pollination is pure.
Thank you for joining us for this video on how to start this crazy variety of corn in the spring. Be sure to check back as the year progresses, because we're going to do, as with all of our planning 101 videos, a whole series start to finish, including harvest and cooking something with corn. I don't personally eat corn, so it'll be real interesting to see what can be made with it.
Yeah, maybe we could convert you.
We'll find out. All right. Well, thank you guys for joining us. Be sure to check back and be sure to subscribe to the Johnny Appleseed Organic YouTube page and check us out on Instagram.
And check out Baker Creek Heirloom Seeds. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and you can find our YouTube channel, which is called Rare Seeds. And don't forget to check us out on the web. Our website is rareseeds.com.
Awesome. Thank you guys. See you next time.